Hey guys, how's it going today? Ryan Shields here, and I'm joined via a Zoom call by Naomi Hamm of Centum. So thanks for joining me, Naomi.
Oh, no problem.
We wanted to touch base and talk a little bit more about what's going on in the finance end of the real estate market right now. And we are practicing our social distancing. We had planned to do this in the studio, but just figured it was easier to do it via Zoom call. So let's dive right into it. What a crazy time we're sitting in right now.
Yeah, it's been a little hectic trying to keep up with everything going on right now.
It feels like things are just changing by the minute, whether it's in business or just at home and that. Like it's been a crazy time, and there are certain things in the world that just kind of keep moving and moving along, and people have to move. Like there's people that are posted, there's people that are moving away, and unfortunately, we don't have a chance to just kind of stay completely off the grid right now. So yeah, things just have to keep moving along, and we see that all the time in our real estate market as far as the ebbs and flows of the market and the rates and that. So what are you kind of seeing from a finance end of things right now as far as what's happening?
Definitely seeing a lot of purchases still. This last couple of weeks, I've actually been busier than I have been all year. So it's been hectic trying to keep up, and then having to adjust everything I do just slightly because of the not being able to meet as much and that kind of thing. So definitely, yeah, it's still busy. Lots of mortgages coming up for renewal this year. So a lot of people looking at their options that way. We've been doing a lot of refinances here as well. So yeah, it's been extremely busy, to say the least.
That's great. And I mean, from our end of things, it's up until yesterday, things have been fairly consistent in that. But yesterday, we got the notifications down from Manitoba Real Estate Association. There are no more open houses until further notice. So from a real estate agent side of things, it makes us be a little bit more creative on how we're getting our properties out there. But as you said, there's still people buying. Like there's still showings happening all the time. Yes, proper protocols of cleanliness and sanitization and that have to be adhered to, but there's definitely people that need to be on the move still. And at the end of the day, if the buyer's wanting to go into a house and the seller's okay with it, we just got to kind of deal with it and roll with it a little bit and be as safe as we possibly can. And one of the things we've done is really limited the number of people that are at a showing. Instead of having all your friends and family, it's just kind of the core people to try and nail it down. So you had talked a little bit about pre-approvals and getting a lot of that in. One thing we've touched on recently with our clients is the rates have been very fluctuating and stuff. So even if they're not thinking of buying today, waiting to see what everything happens, how long are some of these pre-approvals for? Or what kind of advice do you give people as far as the pre-approvals go right now?
With a pre-approval, it's always kind of a funny word. I always tell people it doesn't mean a whole lot. It's more pre-qualifying, making sure people are going to be able to buy. I always recommend for people to get in and talk to a qualified professional before they start looking, because if you don't know what you're trying to do, and you need to get the information ahead of time. So when we do pre-approvals, basically what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that you do meet the guidelines to qualify to purchase a home, so that while you're out looking, it makes sense to be looking. We do have some lenders that will lock in rates, but the nice thing about a mortgage broker, we get rate specials that come out all the time. So we can't lock in those rates. Those are live deals only, unfortunately. So we do lock in some rates. They may not be the best rates, but it does help in the event that rates do start to go up a little bit. So most of the rate locks will last for 90 to 120 days when available. So just kind of depends on the clients. I don't do them a terrible lot, but yeah, sometimes.
Well, and another thing, like just listening to that, another good reason to connect with your mortgage professional right now is simply to make sure the funds are available. Like with the markets, the way they've fluctuated and changed in that, if some people were pulling money out of different investments in that, they might not have the down payment they once thought they did. So I agree with you. It's just good to be on top of things all the time. The other thing you just touched on was refinancing. Is right now a good time to be refinancing and stuff?
I mean, it is definitely something for people to look at. We've kind of questioned with refinances. Typically, we do have to get an appraisal done. So I know some of the lenders are adjusting how they are doing that because not all appraisers are comfortable going into homes. We've had some that will only go into vacant homes or brand new homes and that too. So I'm kind of waiting to see how that plays out over the next little while. But in order to access some money right now, it's not a horrible time. I mean, especially if you're concerned about how you're going to make your bill payment. Rates are still low. They've changed a lot over the last couple of weeks, but I mean, to borrow money at 3% and know that you can pay your bills for the next little while is not the worst thing to do. So,
Yeah. And just so people know, refinancing you up to 80% of the value, correct? Is that still the standard?
exactly. It's 80% of house value. So a lot of people don't realize that you can't take out all the money in your house. You have to
Yeah.
leave 20% of that in there. And that's where a lot of people don't realize. And I mean, with the change in the market the last few years, with it kind of leveling out a little, refinances are a little bit tougher for anybody who has bought in the last 5 years because the equity is just not there to do it, unfortunately. But it's always checking into. And normally what I do recommend when clients come in is if you've got a real estate agent who will give you a rough idea what they think house value is, that saves jumping into the appraisal right off the hop. So kind of
Yeah.
keeps them with the realtors as well.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we touched on it a couple times, but with people being home, we've got kids at home now and homeschooling and whatnot. And I know a lot of people are kind of concerned about making their mortgage payments and stuff. And the government has come out and said there's different options available to them. Do you want to touch on that a little bit more on what potential options are available for people that might be short on payments and that right now?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that has been a lot of talk lately is what can I do? And I think I've had about 30 clients this weekend of my own just contacting me. What do I do? Do your lenders offer this option? We saw the big banks are doing it. And the answer is yes, everybody is offering something. Everybody is not offering automatic 6-month deferral. I don't think anybody is offering automatic 6-month deferral. It's on a case-by-case basis. And the biggest thing that people have to understand is that when you're calling your bank, if you can think of the number of other people that are calling your bank at the same time as you, the call volumes are very high, the wait times are very long. A lot of them have opened up a specific email address for you to contact for if you're in need. But the one thing is that people really have to understand, if you have not lost your job and nothing has changed financially, please don't call yet. It's like the grocery store hoarding, right? If you're going to be going in and buying all the toilet paper, what happens to the guy who just got paid and needs to buy toilet paper? So kind of play it with how you need to. If you don't need to call right now, you won't need to call in the future. You might, but just wait and see. We've been posting up online contact numbers for all of our lenders. Most people just need their mortgage number, address, that kind of thing. If they can't find their mortgage number, of course, reach out to us and let us know. We can look that up for you. But definitely sending an email, if that's an option to your lender, is a far better way to do it. I've had a few people that have had the deferred payments already. Some people that don't qualify right now. Again, if you still are working and have your full-time income, hold off for now. And deferred payment, I kind of want to touch on how that works as well, because a lot of people don't pay your mortgage for 6 months. So the deferrals are for up to 6 months, and some people are doing 1-2 months because we're hoping this is all over by then. But if you can defer your payment for a couple months, you still are going to pay interest on that loan. You can't get a free ride. Unfortunately, they don't just cancel your payments or anything like that. But what they're going to do is they're going to actually stop making you pay for that couple of months. And then the interest that's secured through that time is going to be tacked onto your mortgage balance at the end. So when you come up for your renewal, you're going to have a little higher mortgage balance than you would have originally had. So they're not going to increase your payments or anything like that when you come back. You're just going to owe a little bit more interest, so your balance is going to be higher. They're not extending terms. They're not doing any of that kind of stuff. You're just going to owe a little bit more money on your mortgage at the end of the day. So but
if I heard you right there, in the meantime, there won't be a payment, correct? It'll just get tacked. The interest will get tacked on, like there would be zero balance. Or zero owed today, I guess, more than anything.
Yeah, they're deferring the principal, basically. So you're not going to be actually having to make the payments, but yeah, they will still charge that interest. And interest rates are really low, so it's not going to be a substantial amount of interest that you're paying. Depends on the mortgage amount in that, but But I mean, again, if you are not able to make those mortgage payments, you're better to defer that a little bit and then kind of deal with that little bit higher balance when your renewal comes up.
One last thing on this, I've heard a few times, how does it affect your credit rating if you do need to apply for this deferral stuff?
Oh man, I've heard a lot of different things on this as well, but essentially it's not going to affect your credit. They're not going to mark them as missed payments or anything like that. If that's what people are concerned about, that would be crazy for them to do because it's not really helping you in any way. Missing mortgage payments is probably the worst payments you can ever miss. So
Yeah.
no, sometimes I've heard some of the lenders are doing credit checks to make sure that payments are being made and everything. So again, they want to make sure that you are, taking care of your mortgage. So they give you that opportunity, but no,
Yeah.
it's not going to affect it negatively from what I've been told anyways. And again, that could change by next, who knows?
Yeah, well, it's such a moving target right now, that's for sure. So is there anything else you want to add to what's going on with today and from the mortgage and finance end of things?
I just think that it's important for people to just take a look at things, still contact us. I mean, we're still working. We can do everything via DocuSign. I did my first DocuSign yesterday. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I do personally like to meet people because I think that relationship is important with clients,
Yeah.
but you know what? We're still here to support people in any way we can. And it's stressful for everybody. And I think honestly, everybody has to just realize that we're all in this together. It's a tough time and we'll get through it and things will be back to normal, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said you're available all the time via phone, email. How can people get a hold of you, Naomi?
The easiest way probably, I mean, honestly, text messages are nice. My number is 204-724-7290. My email, Naomi_Hamm@Centum.ca. Those are probably the easiest ways to get a hold of me. Try to get back to you as quick as I can. And yeah, we'll work through this.
Perfect. Well, I think that's all the information I think people need right now. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, Naomi. Just as much knowledge as we can share, all the better. So if anybody has any questions about financing or anything, make sure to reach out to Naomi. If there's any real estate related questions, give Jen or myself a call. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, and we'll talk to you guys soon.